Nnamdi Kanu files fresh motion, asks court to strike out all charges, says no charge exists against me under Nigerian law. One thing I have to say again about this Nnamdi Kanu trial is that the people who are persecuting Nnamdi Kanu, not prosecuting him, the people who are persecuting him, the people who are dragging him, there is something they are failing to understand, that no matter what you do to Nnamdi Kanu, they must release him. If you like, for example, you jail him for 20 years, for 30 years, or if you even though you like, use court to say they sentence him to death, they will still release him. That is one thing that people fail to understand. Anything you do against this man, you must release him. So, sometimes I'm trying to understand these delay tactics, like what are they expecting to achieve before releasing Nnamdi Kanu? Now, Nnamdi Kanu don't want to stand any sham trial again. The time they wanted to accelerate this trial, the time they were telling federal government, even the time the appeal court discharged Nnamdi Kanu, we still have two federal high court judgments that the federal government ignored. They don't even talk about it again. So those periods when court were striking in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, they were appealing the judgment, holding him, applying for stay of what did they call it? Stay of execution, all those things. They were wasting time. At this moment, Nnamdi Kanu don't want to stand any sham trial. And if you like, pronounce what you want to pronounce. The man is not sending anybody right now. If you like to pronounce that you sentence him for 100 years, it is your own cup of tea. He must be released. That is just the truth about it. So, at this moment, Nnamdi Kanu is now filing a fresh motion, asking the court to discharge it. Now, the last video I did about Nnamdi Kanu, you know that I was telling you people that since court has overruled no case submission, that I don't know the next move of Nnamdi Kanu. I told you that some people did not understand the angle I was coming from. I know that Nnamdi Kanu must file a fresh charge to counter the current court proceedings. Now, whether the court will now strike it out or the court will say, no, you have to continue the trial, is left for the court. And if that happens, I think Nnamdi Kanu will still go to appeal. It will continue. This man is not ready to stand any sham trial. Now, a lot of people will come out to say, is it Nnamdi Kanu now that is trying to delay his trial? Shut up. How is he trying to delay his trial? If Nigeria is a normal place, I think you cannot violate a court order and come to court. I mean, we have subsisting. They did not appeal it. A federal high court judgment that have freed Nnamdi Kanu. No, they ignore it. They come to another federal high court, Abuja. Nigeria is not a normal place. It's not a normal place at all. See, Nnamdi Kanu, the way I see him, they have crossed his mind that there is nothing that is going to happen. So if you like to pronounce what you want to pronounce, if you like, say you are jailing him, he's not going to stay that jail. He have stayed enough. He have stayed enough. So the next move of the federal government will determine the next move of Nnamdi Kanu now. And people are watching. People are watching. The other day, Sowore, that was the day before yesterday, was talking about the issue of Nelson Mandela. He said up to today, the only evidence the DSS brought to court that they found Nnamdi Kanu with his microphone, with his boxers and singlet, for God's sake. DSS, the first day they started with told the motor shot that they don't have anything incriminating that they found personally with Nnamdi Kanu or terrorizing. Now, the only thing they do is to start judging him with a proxy case. You say this, and we believe because of what you say, people do it, and all those things. And Sowore was saying, Nelson Mandela, they caught him with gun. Okay? Nelson Mandela was fighting for the freedom of his people as well. But that time, during apartheid time, they called him a terrorist. They sentenced him. He stayed for prison for 20-something years old before he became a president. And later, everybody who called him terrorist were telling him, yes, you are a freedom fighter, you are a freedom fighter. That is how the world is. If the man had died, they would say, oh, this man was fighting for a right cause. He was using gun to fight against the white people who are oppressing their people in their own land. The world celebrates. Nelson Mandela have a day they are celebrating him today because he fought the oppressors. When he was fighting the oppressors, people did not understand what he was doing because he was ahead of them. Anybody who is ahead of you, you will not understand what he's doing now until like 20 years, 30 years to come. They called fella a madman. Anything fella Kuti said is coming to pass. They killed the Negiwa. And after the Negiwa, we don't have journalists in Nigeria again. We have rock and brand envelope journalists who can't find any, they know the truth, they can't say it, they are afraid of a Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation, that they will ban their radio station, they will ban this, they will ban that, they can't say the truth. Where are we heading from here? So Nnamdi Kanu is filing a fresh, charges. And he's crossing his mind that, come on, I can't stand this trial. A lot of lawyers, including me myself, I was like worried the last court sitting when Nnamdi Kanu told the judge that these people have not established anything against me. I'm not standing any defense. I was worried. Like the judge was telling him, go and seek for Ndeka advice. Go, like Nnamdi Kanu is fed up with all these shenanigans, and everybody is fed up. Because what I'm seeing coming, it is going to be a combination of so many things. So it is going to be a combination of so many things. And for those of you who are always talking against Nnamdi Kanu, it is only person who wears his or her shoe that understand what is going on. Now, I have addressed this thing, time without number, on WhatsApp, and it's important I address this again. The issue of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. I had a medical doctor, yes, she says she's a medical doctor, be a nurse, something like that. I was talking with him, that was last week. So she was telling me her own concern about Nnamdi Kanu. She said, Mr. Kocha, I'm always following you, but sometimes I am worried about Nnamdi Kanu because there are some persons who said that they are member of IPOB or they are Biafra agitators who committed some crimes because Nnamdi Kanu has not been released. And I told her that, listen, madam, are you not a medical practitioner? She said yes. I said, okay. In this year, how many fake doctors they arrested? She said she knew they arrested some doctors, fake doctors who are not doctors but working in the hospital as doctors. I said, okay, do you know that those people must have treated patients who died? She said, maybe because anybody who is not qualified and certified doctor don't know things about doctor. I said, okay, yes. Now, are you going to say that Nigerian doctors are the ones who killed the person, maybe the person that died, the process of treating a patient from a quack doctor? She said, no. I said, okay, why do you say that people who pretend to be IPOB or all those people, they hijack this, they are not IPOB. The IPOB we know was neutral, they were, non-violent group and so on and so forth. I also challenged her. I said, are you not aware of fake policemen they arrested? Those people must have maltreated people, even robbed people in the streets. Are you going to say, oh, those people are Nigerian police? She said no. I said, okay, why is it that in everything in Nigeria we have fake? It's only IPOB, you said that all of them are real IPOB that belongs to Nnamdi Kanu. Why are you saying so? She kept quiet. So, what am I trying to say? The issue of Nnamdi Kanu and the purpose why he started his agitation, the purpose was genuine. And it's still genuine. There is nothing that have tempered the purpose. So when you are looking at anything, you want to judge anything, judge from the purpose, the intent. Why is this guy fighting for this? Nnamdi Kanu started Radio Biafra in 2012 when Boko Haram gave ultimatum that the whole people from the south, Christians should leave the north within 3 days. UN had a sitting. What did you do? What did your father do? And they refused to leave. The killing started. Boko Haram was determined. They said they need their own Sharia state in the north. This happened 2012 years, it's not far. That was when Nnamdi Kanu started this Radio Biafra. That's okay, no problem. People should come back. Let us have our own. And fast track to 2014, when politicians started reporting terrorists. He understands that this is danger. He flew in from London to be on ground. That was the first time he was arrested in 2014, 2015. And the thing started like this. So if you don't understand where this man was coming from, you will not understand where he is going. All right, this is what this article is, that the detained leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has filed a new motion before the Federal High Court in Abuja, asking the court to strike out all charges against him and order his immediate release. In the new court document obtained by SaharaReporters on Friday morning, the motion is titled Motion on Notice and Written Address in Support and dated 30th of October 2025. Remember that the court asked Nnamdi Kanu to write a written address, all those things. So it's now, this written address is now like a motion asking the court the reason why he will not stand trial and the reason why they will discharge, his case. I think Nnamdi Kanu is wise on this. Nnamdi Kanu is wise on this. Kanu, who is representing himself in court, told the trial judge that there is no charge or counts cognizable within the corpus juris of the Federal Republic of Nigeria against him, insisting that the charges are a nullity ab initio for want of any extant legal foundation. The document filed pursuant to the several constitutional and statutory provisions, including Section 136B and 3612 of the 1999 Constitution, the Evidence Act 2011, and the Terrorism Prevention Prohibition Act 2022, forms part of Kanu's continued legal challenge against his ongoing prosecution by the Nigerian government. Kanu asked the court to make an order striking out in its entirety the purported charge as it fails to constitute any offense known to law, noting that the prosecution had relied on repeal and non-existent law, namely the Customs and Exercise Management Act, Cap C 45 FN 2004, repealed by Section 2811 of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023 and the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, repealed by Section 97 of TPPA 2022. So, a lot of things Nnamdi Kanu wrote. So, this first motion is his written address that the court asked him to, write. So that was why we were worried that if he did not, file a fresh motion by this writing and refuse not to defend himself, that was our worry. Okay, that was our worry. Now that he has filed a new motion and he demands that, the case should be struck out with his evidence and constitutional provision, let's see what is going to happen from next week. So, as I said before, anything you want to do with Nnamdi Kanu, do. The man must be released. That is just the reality that people fail to understand. Let me know what you think about this.